Scott, thanks for joining us. A big game to look forward to this weekend as we travel to Gillingham. What are your thoughts heading into that one?
First of all, I just want to make reference to Gareth Ainsworth, the Gillingham manager, returning back to work after heart surgery. So I'd like to, wish him all the best on behalf of everybody here at Crawley Town Football Club, and also to make reference to the fact that he's coming back in terms of the first or his return to Priestfield Stadium for the first time. In terms of a league game. I don't think he'll be in the dugout, mind, but just his presence at the game is going to be massive in terms of from a support's point of view, and certainly the players' point of view. So we've got to make sure that we're ready for that, and it will make a difference to them. So we're mindful of that.
Yeah, and obviously to add to that, we're obviously in front of the Sky Sports cameras with one of the main events with the weekend, with it being international breaks. That adds not an extra sense of pressure, but it's an extra thing to consider, isn't it? And it's nice to see that we're going to get that coverage.
I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good thing that we're on telly. We usually play well when we're on telly. We usually get a positive result when we're on telly. So yeah, another thing to look forward to, definitely.
Yeah, and with that, obviously, we're the later kick-off. Obviously, it's not too far of a distance anyway, Gillingham. Does that add any sort of extra preparation, or is it just a case of tweaking the schedule accordingly?
No, you just move the schedule. That's all you do. Just move the schedule. Everything stays the same. We just eat obviously later. We meet later, but everything pretty much stays there. Just shifting things kind of forward, really, more than anything.
Yeah, and what's the mood been like at the training ground today? I can imagine it's good because when you look at the form table in the league, we're right up there in the sort of top 5, aren't we?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've hit form at the moment, and we're in a good spot. I think that even Tuesday night, I felt that we played really well. Thought we probably deserved more out of the game than what we got, and it was pleasing to see some of the players play in that game who I haven't seen loads of. So that was good. And we debriefed that game today like we do every game, and went through a few bits and coached the team today about how we're going to attack the weekend's game. And I think the mood in the camp is excellent. And I've been really pleased with the training this week. So we go into this game, like you say, with a bit of form.
Yeah, but yet again, we're dealt the card of not being able to play the same team, because obviously Gahim's gone away on international duty, one of the starters, and obviously Dion, who was on the bench, has gone away on international as well. Great for them to obviously represent their nation, but at the same time, not ideal for us, because we'd probably want to put a similar team out again, wouldn't we?
Yeah, it's just the hand we're dealt, and we've just got to get on with it. I've picked a team today, and we've gone through some bits today, and I've got to be honest with you, it looked really good, and then we'll do a bit more tomorrow. So I'm confident with the team I've picked. We can't change that, I'm big on not crying about things we can't affect. It is what it is. We just got to get on with it, and I'm actually really pleased with what the team looks like for Saturday. And like I say, it's going to be a tough game based on the bits that I've just mentioned about Gareth Ainsworth coming back. We know it's going to be tough. People have spoke to me and said, it's a good time to play Gillingham, and I'm kind of scratching my head thinking, why are they saying that? And probably down to their form. I think they've only won one game in 9 or 10, something like. But I think it's the worst time to play him, the fact that he's coming back. But we've got to be mindful of that. Like I say, we've got to be really mindful of that, and we've got to make sure that we're ready to work hard, ready to run, ready to play our style, and ready to win a game.
Yeah, we saw Jay return, obviously, in the last league fixture, and you said after Tuesday night there are some players that were in that side that are giving you some reason to think about. So is there going to be potential, I suppose, with the fact that we're going to have to make changes for some of those players to feature? Yeah,
there's always potential. I think that, people again say that that's a headache, but it's not. It's never a headache when you've got good players to pick from. It's my job to make a decision, and I usually do that with kind of experience and knowledge and a little bit of data thrown in, and help from my staff as well. And we feel that we've picked the right team for this weekend.
Yeah, and obviously we'll be backed by a decent number of Crawley fans, as we've already touched on. It's one of our more local ones, amazingly, this season. So what would your message to them be? Just
come and enjoy. It's not a big journey, is it, as such, Come and enjoy, and, I really look forward to walking out the tunnel and seeing them just before kick-off. That's a great moment for me. But what is a better moment is at the end of the game when you've got 3 points. It's even better. So come enjoy, and let's hope that we get them 3 points.
Perfect.
Scott, personally for you, you've spent some of your playing and managing or coaching career, at Gillingham. Personally, is it nice to be going back there, and does it add any added motivation for you to get the result on Saturday?
None whatsoever. Don't even think about that. I've got a job to do. You know, I get text messages from friends saying, "Oh, I bet you want to win this weekend, don't you?" And I just scratch my head thinking, they obviously don't know me that well, do they? I want to win every weekend. It makes no odds who we're playing, you know. I've got an affiliation there because I played for the club a long, long time ago. The fans won't even remember me. I was that insignificant. They may remember my assistant manager, Neil Smith, who was a very good player for Gillingham, and they may remember him, but they definitely won't remember me. They may remember my dad, some of the older fans of Gillingham, who my dad played for the club in the 70s and won promotions with them, and he was a good player for Gillingham. But they definitely won't remember me. So it's kind of insignificant in many ways. My family home was there for a long time. My three children were born in Medway. And that's about it. It means absolutely zero to me. I want to win because I want to win football. And that's kind of it.
On Tuesday after the Cup game, you mentioned some of the rules around player eligibility and who can play. Are there any changes you'd like to see in the tournament, and how likely do you think it is that those changes might happen?
Yes, I would like to see changes. The changes I'd like to see is that there is no rules about what team you pick. Therefore, I haven't got to worry about making sure that I have players who played in the last game or are going to play in the next game, or players who have played plus 40 games in the Football League, you know, because then it stops the opportunity for the younger players to play. And I think that they're the change I'd like to see, that there is actually no rules to what team you pick. We still take the tournament or the trophy really seriously. We want to win and progress through that. So it wouldn't make no odds to me, but what it would do is make sure that the teams that we do pick remain. So what I mean by that is I don't want to be making changes at half time moving forward. Do you know what I mean? Next year, I don't want that. I want to play, you know, a team that play for 90 minutes or even, you know, or even longer than 60 minutes for sure. But I feel like don't know what I made at half time. Was it 3 changes or 2 changes at half time? Normally you wouldn't do that in a football match, you know, but it makes you do that, and which I think waters down the tournament actually. So that's what I'd like to see moving forward. Whether that happens or not, I'm not sure. Probably not, but that's what I'd like.
Cool. And your home form this season has been pretty good, and you've stressed before how it adds a level to your team playing in front of your own fans. What do you want to see from your players on Saturday to translate that on the road?
A win. A win and a good performance is what I want to see. We're not travelling on the Friday, you know, a long journey up north in the traffic and stopping halfway up and coaching the team and then getting back on the coach and travelling again for another hour or so to an hotel. It's not the case. We're playing down the road. Do you know what I mean? We'll meet in the morning. We'll go for pre-match lunch or dinner or whatever you want to call it, and then we'll go through a meeting at a hotel nearby, and go on to Priestfield Stadium and try and win a game of football. It's down the road, so you know, is it an away game? Well, of course it's an away game, but it's not that far. So I expect my team to be ready and firing on all 4 cylinders.
And have you got any more injury updates from recent games, the likes of Morris McCurdy? Malone, sorry, not Morris.
Scott Malone is a doubt for the weekend and probably for a number of weeks moving forward. Harry McCurdy trained today for the first time. We probably have to wait till tomorrow to see if there's any backlash from that training session today before we make a decision on him. But I'm hopeful that he will be included in the squad.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.